Okay, we are live a little bit early. And forgot my sparkles. Problem solved. So we'll just see who shows up here. Beautiful day, beautiful sunset. The sky's orange and purple, which I love. I love a good sunset. I was talking to someone in London, England, and they said it was like 27 degrees Celsius there. And I was like, it's still like 5 here. It's still really cold. And I just hear these from all over the place that like it's just unseasonably warm everywhere. And I'm like, not here. I'm still thinking of how much of a winter coat do I need when I go out. So I'm really looking forward to the day when I can just go out without a sweater or without a coat. A sweater seems too much to hope for at this point. But yeah, spring will come. It always does. I am starting to feel a little antsy for the leaves not being on the trees. That is starting to get to me a little bit. And I just spend so much time like imagining the greenery and like trying to picture it. Because I don't know, something about the really late spring here, like a lot of times the leaves are not on the trees until like June. And I just find that like April and May, I'm just expecting there to be greenery and it's not. so so I just try and fill my space with greenery and make up for it that way. And I think that's really important. I think it's important to like tune into the things that bug you, that are a little bit difficult, and find a creative solution. Find another way to get that need met or to work around it. I think there's so much creativity that people can have. And even like these behind me, like these are from IKEA. They were $7 each. It's just plastic, lavender fake plants. But they made me feel like there was greenery, right? So like it doesn't have to be an elaborate solution. It doesn't have to be complicated. Um, a lot of times the creative thing is going to be like a more interesting solution to the problem, and you deserve to have the problem resolved. Oh, is somebody here? If you're here, please say hello. I'd love to say hello to you. Yeah, so there's also this concept that I talk a lot about safety in my videos, and there's this idea that as women, we have an oxytocin based nervous system as opposed to men who are more dopamine based. And dopamine is all about like rewards and getting things done and checking it off the list. And oxytocin is more about connection. And so one of the things that women are more prone to doing in an oxytocin based nervous system is sourcing safety from visual expressions of beauty. So like if buying those flowers makes you happy, makes your space feel more inviting, makes you feel safer, that's not like a personality trait. That's like literally the way that your nervous system evolved, you know? So, um, there are all kinds of ways that you can honor that and sit back and think like, what does make me feel safe? What does make me feel connected? And for women, a lot of the time, it's like home decor and beauty and being able to look around a space and see something beautiful that makes us feel safe. And I think it's really hard to explain to anybody else. I didn't even realize it myself until I saw a video where somebody explained it to me and I was like, "Oh, that's why I relax around that. That's why I feel so much better in a beautiful space." Um because it makes me feel safe. And when I feel safe, I relax and I feel calm and I can receive. And when I don't know if you've seen like, the stereotype of the boy apartment and there's just like nothing on the walls except like posters and it's just all utilitarian. Um and that is its own, like, that works for their nervous system. But then when they get a girlfriend and she's staying over all the time, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm going crazy. Like there's nothing on these walls." It's apparently because we source safety from visual expressions of beauty. So if that's you, then just accept it and look for ways to help your space feel beautiful. Um, Creative ways, they don't have to be expensive, and embrace it and allow yourself to enjoy that. Don't guilt yourself for, oh, I feel bad about myself because I, went to the home decor place again or whatever. Like, it makes you feel safe. When you feel safe, you feel good. Um, so yeah. Oh, David's here. David says, "Hello, Fairy Cake and the rest of the Helmi team." That's so cute. Hi, David. How was your week? How are you doing? How are you feeling this week? Um, Last week you were already feeling better. I hope you're feeling even better this week. Have you had any more thoughts about changing careers or changing jobs or I'd love to get the update. I'm always curious how you're feeling. Oh, we got 3 people in now. Welcome in, everybody. Today is actually kind of a crazy day, astrologically speaking, I think. I don't know any of the details, but apparently this is like a big day for shifts and letting go of what no longer serves you and stepping into a new reality where things align and you feel good and you're not suffering and struggling. So that's always an exciting, I don't know, do they call them a forecast astrologically? I don't know what the word is. Who else do we have in here? Please say hello in the chat so I can say hi to you. Um, yeah, so that's a big day for releasing things. Like today is apparently the day um to get clarity, to walk away, to start something new, and to just start believing in yourself that like you don't deserve suffering and you've done it. You've learned as much as you're going to learn from suffering, and you've done everything you needed to do, and now you can relax and you can feel worthy and you can play and you can explore and connect and just, you know, see what's out there because you don't have to suffer anymore. And I was maybe only in the last couple of years, actually. I was pretty old. I was in my 40s, I think, by the time I learned that, like, you don't have to suffer. Like, it doesn't actually get you anywhere. And I didn't even know it was optional. I thought I thought that was just life. My mom used to say all the time, she used to repeat this little phrase. She would say, "Well, life sucks and then you die." Like, to everything. If, whatever happened, we would be like, Mom, this happened. And she'd be like, "Well, life sucks and then you die." And that's like just what I thought. I thought that, like, life was supposed to be hard and suffering. Ah, Anthony's here. Hi, Anthony. Ah, you call me princess. Thank you. Do you like my headband? Um, so yeah, so like life is not supposed to be suffering. It is not supposed to suck and then you die. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to have a good time. David says, I'm not too bad, thanks. Not had a great week, but I'm trying my best to change my life. It's been very hard, but hey, it sounds a good week to me. Okay. Yeah, so what are you trying to like, what are you doing to create change? I'd love to hear the details. Sorry, this was a not a great week. Change is hard. Change is scary and overwhelming sometimes. Our nervous systems are like, maybe you should just go to what's familiar because at least we know what that feels like and there's no surprises there, even if it's sucky. Anthony says, we're here for a good time, not a long time. Is that are those Rush lyrics? Or is that just like an expression? Yeah, it's true. It's supposed to be good. I think it could be good and long depending on how you feel. But I mean, we all watch people just struggle and suffer like their whole lives. And I just don't want to buy into that anymore because it's hard and heavy. Uh, I already know what that feels like. I would like to try on fun and relaxed and playful and light and just like exploring new options. Um, how about you guys? Do you feel like you can sort of let go of thinking that life has to suck, or are you still kind of living there? David says, "How is your leg? Hope it's getting easier to walk." I had a little setback this week actually with my leg. I was doing really well with my physio, and I went for a walk, and I was like, "Oh, I can finally go for a walk outside instead of on the treadmill." And just I don't think the uneven surface, like I just don't think I had like the stabilizer muscles in there that were like solid enough. So ever since then, I haven't been able to walk kind of properly. Um, and my physio has like changed my exercises to strengthen the stabilizers and all that. But I went from walking on the treadmill like 30-40 minutes at a time to now I can't even do like 2 minutes because it hurts my knee and my hip. Like there's just something weird about, like, I just can't get my knee over my toe, I think, enough to make it work. So had a bit of a setback, and I was really hoping on Thursday that she was going to approve me for roller skating, but she's like, you have to be able to walk before you can roller skate. And she wants me to be able to jog like comfortably before I'm roller skating because it's putting all the weight on one leg. And I was like, that's gonna be a bit. That's that's gonna take some time, I think. It's just the swelling. like, the swelling is she said it's normal, like, it's at the normal amount of swelling for, like, this, um, stage of healing, like, I think I'm at 18 weeks or something, and she's like, "Yeah, this is, like, to be expected." Um, but it just means that, like, when it's swollen like that, I can't get my knee over my toe enough to, like, take a comfortable stride, and, like, my leg just it gets limited, and then I can't, like, move properly, and then it's just more uncomfortable to move around, and ugh. So, I was hoping to be back on skates, like, next week, and it's looking like it might be, like, another couple months. So, it is what it is. I certainly don't wanna get back on skates too early and, like, make this worse and re-injure it. So I'm just gonna be patient and, um, like, other than doing the physio and, like, following all the instructions, like, there isn't really much else I can do, to, like, speed it up. The surgeon, the physio, like, everyone's saying the same thing, like, it just takes time, and it just takes what it takes. And so, because I had the extra long delay in healing with the wound, I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll speed up." But that's not looking, like it's gonna be the case. David says, "Oh, Helmi, you will get there, sweetheart. I get the roller skate thing. It's amazing. Miss it so much." Oh my god, I totally love that you were, like, there in the '80s and have, like, all the moves. I would love to see a video of that. I love roller skate videos, especially dudes, like, older guys are just, like, unbelievably good at roller skating. Like, it's anytime you go to, like, a roller disco night or a roller rink, like, whoever the, like, over 50-year-old men are gonna be, like, the best skaters by far compared to anyone else, and I think maybe it's because they, like, when they were that age, like, it was popular and there were lots of places to go and people were doing it or something, but it's crazy, like, how much better they are than everyone else. I guess they've had more time to practice than the rest of us. So, I know you get it, David. I know you have the roller skate skills. I'd love to see a video of you in action, then I have something to try to imitate. Yeah, so and I know I'll get there, and it's still early, like, to be back on them at, 4 or 5 months. Like, this could be, like, a 9 to 12-month healing process. And I've pushed myself too far, too fast with other injuries and then made it worse. So, like, I'm not doing that again. Uh I'm just gonna do what they tell me, and I at least have my spinner. The physio didn't take my spinner away. I was like, "Please don't take it away." A spinner is like a plastic thing you put on the floor that, figure skaters use to, like, practice their spinning on dry land. It, like, allows you to go around and around and around. Um, so that's, like, the closest I get to skating, but better than better than no spinner at all, and apparently, I didn't know this about, ice skating and roller skating. Everything they do on skates, they can do on their feet, which I didn't realize. So, I mean, on a spinner, right? So, like, if you can't do it on the spinner, you're not gonna be able to do it on skates, so I feel like I'm just gonna get a lot of practice at spinning, and then by the time I'm actually back on skates, it's gonna be, like, way faster progress, maybe. So, yeah, that's the update. Thank you for asking, David, on my leg. Um, and there was a time when I would have really beat myself up about that, but like I'm doing everything. Like I'm not even like I stopped eating sugar because like when I ate sugar it would hurt my ankle more and like I would feel like that inflammation and stuff. Like, no sugar, no alcohol, no wheat, no whatever. Like I'm just doing everything I can think of. And Anthony says, "Have you tried walking in a pool for therapy?" No, that's the one thing I haven't. I don't really like going to pools. I like lakes, but public pools are not my favorite thing, but um especially like on that ankle and the floor being wet and trying to get to the thing. But now that the wound is closed, like that may be the only thing that's going to help more at this point because I was like, oh, well, I can walk. So I'll just do lots of walking and I'll just build up my walking muscles. And then now I can't walk either. So, um, or I can't walk well. So, yeah, I think that's on my list for this week to look into. Is it swimming or is it like just walking around a pool or is it like kind of bouncing around in the shallow end? Um, Something like that. Uh, Anthony, and maybe you can point me in the right direction there. David says, I used to be, but those days are over. Unfortunately, videos really didn't happen in my time. I've never tried ice skating. Here's to you getting back on the skates. Yeah, I know. That's the problem is when videos weren't a thing and then you don't have the video. Um, you might still have the skills. You don't know. You could grab a pair and head out to a roller disco night and see what you still got. It might be fun. David says, "Have you ever heard of a musical called Starlight Express?" I don't think so. What's is it? Do you think I would like it? Should I look it up? What's it about? Starlight Express. Part of the Polar Express. But that movie was too weird looking. Um yeah, so Anthony, would I just like walk around the shallow end of a pool? Um and like just get more range of motion or should I actually swim? I haven't gone swimming in a while. The water here is just so cold in the ocean. Um, David says it's a musical all done on roller skates. Is it really? I saw it in London in the 80s. It's a musical on okay, I have to watch that. I have to find a way to get that and make it happen. Roller skating musical. Wow. I saw a Patrick Swayze movie from like 1979 that was him roller skating and it was a very weird movie. Anthony says walking in a pool takes some pressure off your ankle and foot because you'll be a bit lighter weight in a pool, more range of movement. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe I should just do that then. Like if that's something that's going to help, like I can't really think of what else to do that would help, but if that's going to help then yeah, maybe I'll uh pool. There's got to be, I'm sure there's a community center around that has like a public pool. I hate being cold. That's the problem. It's like it's fine going to the pool and getting in the water, but then you get out and you're cold and then you have to change and like it's slippy and you're cold. I just get really grumpy when I'm cold. That's what happens. I call it in French, the word for cold is froid, and the word for angry is fâché. So I call it fâché froid. I get fâché froid. Like I get grumpy when I'm cold, and that's why I'm always in these hoodies because otherwise I get grumpy. David says they revamped it and it's back on London West End. Like is it back on roller skates? Like on a stage in a theater in London, they're putting it a roller skating musical on? Oh my god. If I mean, how would you do that on a stage and not imagine like roller skating off the end of a stage? That would be bad. That sounds dangerous, but I want to see it. Um okay, London West End. There's got to be like a version I could buy or something. London West End. They skate right around the theater? Oh my god, you guys, roller skating is coming back. That's a big deal for like a London West End production to like do it on roller skates. Like if they're doing it, like can the rest of the world be far behind? I don't think so. That's amazing. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I got to find that. Anthony says you can ask the therapist what exercises you can do in the pool. There are some warm pools everywhere. You'll have to call around to find one. What about a hot tub? If it was deep enough. It's an Andrew Lloyd Webber production. Oh my god, that's a big deal. That's what I mean. London West End, like Andrew Lloyd Webber is like the biggest name in musical theater. Like that is adding some serious legitimacy. Um yeah, and it's not so much Anthony like being in the water, it's getting out of the water and then having to go back to the change room in a wet bathing suit and being cold in that whole process. I'm not good at the transitions, but yeah, at this point if that is the only thing that's going to I mean if I can't practice walking, then I have to do some kind of movement. Like it's the swelling isn't going to go down unless I can move it more. Um so yeah, but yeah, if there's a warm pool or a hot tub or not the cold swimming kind. Yeah, let me write that down. Warm pool. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Anthony, how was your week? Is it like 30 degrees in Ontario? Is it summer? Did you guys just skip spring entirely? How's how was your week at work? You don't work 5 days a week, right? Are you like a firefighter? Do you work like, like 5 days a month or something, or like nurses do, like actually I don't know nurses, but some people will do like 1 day on, 1 day off, or 2 days on, 1 day off. Like in a week, how many days in a week do you work, or is it just a regular 5 day a week job? That feels like a lot. Anthony says you can also try some good runners that offer great foot support that in turn will support knees, hips, and back. Oh, like maybe my sneakers are not supportive enough. Okay, let me look into that. I have the shoes I'm wearing, like I have my insole custom orthotics in, and they're like new shoes in good shape. But yeah, maybe more foot support will help. Runners, foot support. Yeah, my physio thinks that I just need to like New Balance. Okay. I was going to ask if you had a recommendation. My physio thinks that my tibialis anterior, like the muscle going down your shin, is just too weak to support walking, and so she just has me doing like exercises to strengthen it, which I'm hoping will kick in soon. But like, I really can't. Like, it's funny because I can walk around on a flat surface, like I can walk around the house, but I can't walk on a treadmill, and I don't understand what the difference is. Because like I'll get on the treadmill, and I timed it today. I lasted 2.5 minutes before my knee and my hip started to hurt too much. But then I can walk around the house kind of like all day, you know? Not all day, but like I don't notice the same problem. So I don't understand like what the difference would be on a treadmill, but um pool, New Balance runners, physio exercises, strengthen my tibant, all the things. Anthony says we're on 12-hour shifts, 3 days a week, sometimes four. Okay. Okay, good. I was like, please tell me you're not working 5 days a week. That sounds overwhelming. Okay, so yeah, how was your week at work, Anthony? And and then how's your downtime? Like, do you just like nap and do laundry in your downtime? Like what do you get up to? I never know, like when nurses say the same thing, right? They work 12-hour shifts. And then I'm like, well, what do you do? Like, are you just constantly recovering from like from how intense that was? I know a lady who is a neonatal, sorry, not neonatal, pediatric burn unit nurse. So she works the night shift. So she literally goes to work at 7 p.m., takes care of burned babies all night, goes home at 7 a.m. Like, I'm like, I would just, I don't think she's like, I can't sleep during the day. I have kids. I'm like, then when do you sleep, woman? Like, what do? You just stay up the whole 24 hours? Uh, David says, Anthony's so right about the runners. My mate runs marathons and showed me the runners he wears, which supports him so much. Oh, like more so than like regular shoes? Uh, Anthony says, what's napping? Too many calls, one call to another. No, I mean on your off days, Anthony. Not on the days when you're on duty. You're not going on calls on your off days, are you? That would be crazy. Okay, so David's backing Anthony up here on the runners thing. So maybe I need to buy a pair of New Balances. Um, Anthony says by the way, we hardly ever finish on time. Oh, so it's supposed to be a 12-hour shift, but you're just at the hospital until it's done. So it could be like a 13-hour shift or a 14-hour shift. Oh my God. And then what? Then you'd like, how do you come down from that? Like, do you guys all go out and like get food together? Do you go home and crash? Do you like try to keep yourself going until like I've never had that long like intense of a I mean I have with nannying. I have worked those hours with nannying. But with nannying like the baby naps or the kids go to bed or whatever. Like you're not like you're not saving lives the entire time. David says definitely. Okay, so I'm gonna put New Balances on my list. I've heard of that brand, but I never know like what's just marketing um in in shoes and like what is actually like a functional difference. Because I have orthotics. Like I have custom orthotics. So I always figured like I don't need the most supportive shoes because I'm already wearing orthotics. Anthony says could be 14 or 15, 3 hours over. Then go home, sleep, then go in for the next shift. You you work back to back? Isn't it like one day on, one day off? Like if you work 3 in a week, it's like a day on and then a day off and then a day on and then a day off. So you could work 15 hours, then go home, sleep, and then go in again. Oh my god, that's insane. Like then you have back to back. That that is wild. Like and then what? And then you do that like 3 days in a row and then you have like 4 days off? That's crazy because then you can't do anything. I mean, then you're not even gonna sleep a full 8 hours in that. Like, you're not even gonna and then to do it 3 hours over, like, if I was at the end of my 12-hour shift, I'd be like, "I'm going home." Like, I'm you have me for 11 hours and 59 minutes. But to have it go 3 hours more, that is stressful. Like, I would just be a zombie at that point. Even nannying, like, even where, the parents are like, "Oh, we're gonna go out to dinner and a movie," and then they come home at, like, 4:30 in the morning and they're, like, hammered. Um, Even that is annoying. Like, if they told me they'd be home at midnight and they're home at 4:30, like, that is annoying, and I'm not, like, presumably, like, the kids are asleep and whatever, but I'm just annoyed that I still have to be there and that I didn't get to go home at the same time. And I'm not even like really doing that much at that point, unless it's a really bad night. Um, so yeah, that sounds how do you cope with that, Anthony? Like how do you manage your your life around that? Or do they just not have a life? Do you just work and then that's kind of it? The rest of the time you're just recovering from work. Um That's what it used to be for me with teaching because I would teach and nanny at the same time. And so I would go to work to teach at like 7 in the morning and then finish at like 3:30 or 4 and then go to the next nanny job and work like 5 till like 1 in the morning. Um Yeah, I know you just can't leave in the middle of a call, Anthony. I'm saying, like, once you're done your shifts for the week, if you only work 3 shifts a week, you must have 4 days off, right? So, like, are those 4 days just constantly recovering from that, or, like, do you actually get a break from it? Because I know firefighters only work it's like 7 days a month or something. Because they have to be on for 24 hours. So they can't work back to back and like, you know what I mean? They split it up somehow. Um yeah, I know. I'm just saying that I would struggle with that. If you just like I can't leave the kids at 1 in the morning when the parents aren't home either. Like I know you can't leave, but that sounds like I would just be so hungry. If I thought I was going home and then I had an extra 3 hours, like, I would be so hungry. Firefighters don't have as many calls as us. Oh, but don't they work less days a month than you? So firefighters just work less than you in general? Um, yeah, because I don't know. Anything where you have to work 24 hours in a row is crazy too, but a lot of the on-call stuff because like Anthony, you're not like on call the way a fireman's on call where you're like sleeping in a bed and then if the thing rings then everybody goes like you're just out for the whole 12 hours, right? Or is there like a paramedic like den that they're all hanging out in, like a paramedic house or something? Like I'm assuming paramedics are just out the entire time that they're at work as opposed to firefighters who like wait for the call. Um so yeah, David, we're talking all about like different kinds of jobs. How um how has the job search been going? Like what are you looking into? Have you looked into other companies that do the same thing but just like have an HR department? Or are you looking into becoming like having your own business? Or are you looking into like changing careers completely and just getting out of building altogether? Because I know we talked about a lot of different options last week. Um, and then yeah, like, do you have anybody have summer plans? Do you guys want to do that Canadian thing where we just fantasize about summer and spend time doing that? Anthony says they work less days because of 24-hour shifts. Yeah. They're allowed to sleep or rest while waiting for the next call. Yeah. And I'm assuming you're not, right, Anthony? Paramedics are not allowed to do that. Um, like I assume a paramedic is like a nurse on wheels. Like you show up and you're just working the whole time. Um, so yeah, how do you like, what do you do for fun? Like when you're not working or recovering from working? Give me some ideas of things I can do. Yeah, exactly. Anthony says we always get a call when I say the another. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Um, yeah, I want to hear what other people are doing for fun and vacations so I can have some ideas. Because now that I can't do the things that I like to do, like walk or roller skate, um, I have to get an eye out for some um, new hobbies, stuff I can do. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be from home, but without being too physically demanding. I was even thinking the other day, I was like, oh, I need some stuff. I should go to the mall. And then I was like, well, it depends on where the parking lot is and how far the store is into the mall because I can really only walk like 15 minutes in any direction before, I start hobbling around. So I was like trying to do the mental math of uh how far in is the thing that I want in the mall and how many minutes of walking would that be, and am I going to be able to like make it back to the car? Um yeah, so just everything is getting trickier with healing because it's like when you can't walk at all, then it's very clear. But when you're trying to like test things out and not get stuck somewhere, it gets a little dicey. David says, to be honest, if I left my job tomorrow, I have been offered work straight away. What? When? How? What? Who's offering? Just gathering strength to leave. Sounds silly, and not many people understand how hard it is to leave. Oh, I understand how hard it is to leave, David. Hmm. The only way I got out of mine was from somebody else being like, I will hire you right now. And no, I totally understand, David. I'm so glad though. Okay, let's celebrate that because you're off. You have work lined up. You have somebody who's like, as soon as you're done, like, come to me. So you don't have to worry about any of those pieces. Now it's just working up the courage to go. Anthony says, go, David, go. Yes. Like, that's, that's awesome, like yeah, and it's not silly. It's not silly, David, because your nervous system is, like, wired into this person, like, you've been working with them for, like, a decade. This is, like, habit, this is familiar, this is where you feel comfortable even though it's not good. It is so hard to get out of toxic dynamics even when we know they're bad, we know we're miserable, we know we deserve better, we know we have other options, but like there's just this loyalty that you feel to the person, and that is usually directly um what's the word? It's like imprinted from the loyalty you had to the parent who was like that, and we just transfer that to this person and just play out the same dynamic over and over again. So like it is really hard to go because you're basically in leaving the toxic dynamic, you're kind of leaving the parent who was like that. And that is hard and you're like expecting punishment. Even into my 30s, I had jobs where I tried to quit and I was like afraid of leaving and I was like afraid of being punished for leaving. Um, so I totally get it, David. But you're doing great and I'm so glad that you have something lined up and um and now you can just like settle into that. Um David says, "Thanks, Team Helmi. I've been controlled by a bully for so long and I don't let anybody else treat me like that." Yeah, I know. I know. I've been there. It's just like the wiring. It's just the way that when you were little, you learned how to relate to somebody. I would often have one person in my life who was like that, but I would always have one person, you know? So it would only be one person. I wouldn't let anyone else treat me like that, but I would have one person always who was treating me like that. Um it just feels so normal and you feel this like loyalty and it's just really hard to go. Um but yeah, the best way out of it, David, is to visualize yourself leaving, like in your mind, imagine it, and then comfort yourself with like that, like heart pounding, that freak out, like be like, okay, like I'm grounding, I'm safe here. Maybe I need to rock, maybe I need to swing, maybe I need to like breathe, like what does my nervous system need to like calm down? And that way, if you can like get your body used to that, then by the time you actually go to do it in person, it's not going to be that strong of a reaction. Although honestly, at this point, David, you don't have to do anything formal. You could just stop going in and just go get another job. Like you don't need to give this person notice. You don't need to give them a letter of resignation that they sign off on. Like you don't want this person giving you a recommendation anyways. Like David, for you, like it's like just stop going. Like you don't have to set yourself up for like a big confrontation where you like tell them how you feel and like what it's been like working and why you're quitting and how they can't treat you like this. Like you can just stop going in and uh just they'll get the idea. Like just don't go. Or send them a text being like, I quit. That's it. Um but yeah, I've been there. I know how scary that is, David. You're doing great. Anthony says painting, learning a new language or instrument. Ooh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Those are all uh painting would be fun actually. Learning a new language. Every time I go to learn a new language, I'm like, but there's so much I don't know about French. I should just keep learning French. And then I just always end up working on French. A new instrument sounds uh, a little overwhelming, little tricky. Some malls have motorized wheelchairs. Yeah, I know. I try to save those for the people who like really, really need them. I have a cane in my car if I really need uh the extra boost. But I just don't, you know, I it's annoying. Like it's just really annoying to not be able to walk and to have to like keep gauging that distance and assessing everything. Like it's just I'm done. I'm sick of it now. Um and I'm really grateful to be off the crutches and the knee scooter. That was just so difficult when like you can't even get around your own house. Um, but yeah, it's just getting to that point. Um, David, do you need any more encouragement or support in getting out of that? David, do you feel like you have to um like go through this big production in quitting? Is that like one of the things that's keeping you stuck, or do you feel comfortable to just like stop going in? Ceramics and pottery are lots of fun. Do you do ceramics, Anthony? Oh my God. David says, thanks, Helmi and team Helmi so much. 24 years I have put up with it. So you can imagine how hard it is. 24. I thought it was like 10 years or something. 24. Oh my God. So that is wired into your nervous system, into your body. Like that is normal. That is like familiar, safety, comfort zone. Like that is a long time, man. Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Take your time in as long as you know that you don't deserve that, um as long as you know that you're leaving and that you're like you will leave, like 24 years. Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, it's like, why give him one more day if you've already given him 24 years? But on the other hand, I know emotionally, that is so tough. Anthony says, I know some people that have gone to ceramics and pottery and they find it relaxing and fun. Yeah, that's something I could do sitting down. Okay, okay. I will yeah, there I've seen those places pop up. It's like little ceramic workshop kind of places. And I'm like, how do you guys stay in business with like the way rent is? And they're like, oh, it's $7 for you to come in and do whatever. And I'm like, that doesn't seem like a viable business model, but it looks fun. All right, let me add that to my list. New Balance shoes, pottery, pool. Got a lot to do this week. Um, Anthony says, and you take home what you make, mugs, vases, or whatever. Yeah, okay, that is. Um, yeah, that'd be cool to have something handmade. Um, I remember like as a kid doing crafts like that, and then you take it home and you're like, oh well, this is pretty shitty. But I remember as a kid, actually, we would make ashtrays. that's how that's how normal smoking was. That we would make ashtrays. They would have the kids, and they'd give it to like your grandpa for Father's Day or whatever. Um, yeah, that seems fairly inappropriate now. Um, David says, have you tried legs? Have you tried legs? Have just Oh, do you mean Lego? I was like, yeah, I used to have legs. It was really nice. I miss them a lot. I've just built the Millennium Falcon. Do you mean Lego, David? Um, yeah, I got a roller skate Lego and it was shockingly difficult to put together. I had to ask for help. The only thing I ever built with Lego was like straight up towers. Like I would just like take the bricks and then just keep going. And like best case scenario, I would build like four of them and then walls, and then it would end up being like a bigger tower. Yeah, you meant Lego. That's what I thought. Um, but I struggle with spatial reasoning. My fine motor skills are not the best. Like it's just Lego poses like significant challenge. Sorry, new phone. Yeah, that's cool. No problem. Yeah, Lego is the kind of thing that I want to be good at. Also, have you seen the prices on Lego? Like, it's like $60 now for like whatever regular Lego. I'm like, they've got like branded ones like Star Wars, Harry Potter, like it's like a whole thing. So, um, yeah, Lego is uh seems more stress than fun to me. But I love the people who are into Lego are like so into it and they like get a new one and they just like they go it's like a big puzzle. Um David says I asked my bro to help me finish it, couldn't concentrate long enough. Yeah, at a certain point in Lego you have to like call in reinforcements. Like it's like putting a puzzle together where you're like, okay, I did all the borders and I did all the edges, and now like I'm lost. I need somebody to help. Anthony says no name Lego blocks are a lot cheaper. Okay. Okay. I'm glad there's still like a semi-affordable option. Um awesome. Okay, well, David, I'm going with you this week as you like start visualizing not going in and like mentally starting to separate, emotionally starting to separate from this person and like reminding yourself that you don't deserve this and that you have a better option. Um I know how hard that is. So like you're doing great and hang in there. Like there will be a moment where you'll know that you're ready. And it doesn't have to be a big confrontation, it doesn't have to be a big problem. You can just stop going and it's not your responsibility what happens to the business or to the client or whatever. Like it's just not your problem and it never was. And but I'm right here with you. Anthony, thanks for coming on. Have a great week. I hope you don't work too hard and I will see you guys next week, okay? Good night.